Morning, everyone. A little learning for today, Tuesday. Kai Menachem Av. We continue in Epistle 5 in Igeres HaKodesh, page 68 in Chayenu, if you're following along. In today's lesson, the divine service of Torah scholars alone is not sufficient to draw down divine energy into the world of Asiya alone, Asiya action. It's through tzedakah, as we mentioned, that we spoke about yesterday, that when we give tzedakah, we actually elicit Hashem's blessing on ourselves, on our families, on our communities, on the entire world, and really on the entire universe. So when you do acts of kindness, giving tzedakah by being kind to others, you're shaking the heavens and bringing down tremendous blessing. Sorry. The Rizal said there are two kinds of souls. There are those that study Torah all day throughout their lives. There are souls who perform the commandments and occupy themselves with charity and good deeds. Now surely those who learn Torah also have to give tzedakah and acts of kindness. If he doesn't, then even Torah he doesn't have. He has to fulfill what he's learning. So how then could Arizal have stated that people with certain kinds of souls invest their lives exclusively in Torah? It seems like Arizal is saying there's only two types: ones who learn Torah and ones who do kindness. Alter Rebbe answers, which follows. Alter Rebbe's answer takes it for granted that even full-time scholars, of course, spend some of their time in doing good deeds. He's saying, of course, that he's all saying that if he's learning Torah, that means he's fulfilling Torah as well. When it comes to Torah scholars whose study of the Torah is their principal occupation, and most of their time is spent in it, with only a minor part of their time on performance of kind deeds. The effect of their arousal from below to arouse supernal chesed, lahamshit, to call forth the lahirid and to bring down oidein seif hamalubash, the chochmei la'amekayr teras Hashem shabefiyam, to call down this infinite light of Hashem from Chochmah, the source of God's Torah, which is in their mouth. Extends only to the realm of the souls that are in Bria through their occupation with the Gemara that they're learning. So the study of Gemara, in as much as it involves reasoning and intellect and give and take backwards and forwards, learning it through and through, Shakla V'Tarya, corresponds to the world of Bria, the realm of comprehension. And it extends to the angels that are in the world of Yetzirah through their occupation with the Mishnah. So the Mishnah consists of statements of laws, kosher or non-kosher, pure or impure, such division which are reflected in the material world below of the different attributes, chesed and gvura, and the realms above are related to the world of Yetzirah, which is the realm of midas, spiritual emotions. Yan, Eyois, Chayos, and Neshamas, Pamalachim, Nishpois, Mitzrufei, Oisis, Adibur, Hitera, Shabal Peh. The animation of Neshamas, souls, and angels derives from the combination of the letters of speech, meaning the oral Torah as written in Pasach Eliyahu. The Sfir of Malchus corresponds to the mouth, which we call the oral Torah. The source of the letters, however, is in supernal Chachma, as mentioned above. So this, through the study of the oral Torah, Torah Shabal Peh, scholars draw down supernal Chachma into the combinations of letters of speech. And this in turn provides vitality to unborn souls and angels. However, in order to call forth and bring down an illumination of vitality from the level of the supreme breath, the lower hay, to this lowly world, which entails a greater and more extreme contraction, Loidai v'shirusel sata shal tamidei chachamim ha'iskim miot yimehem v'tzedakah gemilas chasadim. This cannot come from the Torah scholars, who most of the time are dedicated to learning Torah, and a little bit, obviously, they have to engage in charitable deeds and good deeds. That's not enough. To bring down the lower hay, this is only through those who perform the mitzvahs, who are occupied with deeds of tzedakah and kindness the majority of their lives, and also learn Torah, but their main focus is to help other people. You see those guys, sometimes you see them, they're like all over the place. They're shtorming, they're influencers, they're pushing, they're involved in all these different things. The Alter Rebbe explains that even if a man distributes no more than a fifth of his income to charity, the fifth elevates the other four parts to Hashem, for thereby all his excursion becomes a dwelling for him. Moreover, his acts of kindness will arouse Hashem's right hand of kindness. L'chein nikro tamchei oiraisa. This is why people who are occupied in such mitzvahs are called the supporters of the Torah itself. Interesting. You would think that people that are learning Torah all day, the Gemara and the Mishnah, they're the ones that are the supporters of the Torah itself. But rather, the people who are mainly occupied with mitzvahs of kindness, Alter Rebbe is saying they're the ones who support the Torah. Not only those who study the Torah, for by their activities they draw down the light of the Torah from its root and source, so that it will illuminate this physical world below. These people, the action doers, represent the levels of Netzach and Haid, which are analogous to the two thighs, which enable a man to stand upon the ground. The function of the spheres of Netzach and Haid are similar. Of a firm root standing up straight and being able to carry a lot of weight. Because they cause the light of the Torah to issue downward to the world of Asiyah. And now we understand why tzedakah is referred to an act, a physical act of doing something. What did you do if you're transferring money? Oh, why is that an act? It's an act. The act of tzedakah will bring peace, or will be peace. Because the effect of tzedakah brings the light of Hashem down to the world of Asiyah, this world. This is the meaning of the phraseology of the Holy Zohar, who says, he who makes the holy name, and he specifically uses the word makes the holy name. Through tzedakah and through our actions of kindness, we make the name of Hashem, as we mentioned earlier in this section. It's almost about to end, for by an arousal from below through tzedakah and mortal chesed, one arouses the supernal chesed. To elicit the infinite Ein Sof light from supernal chachma, the yud of the name of Hashem, divine name. And to elicit, again, the infinite Ein Sof light, which is the yud of divine name, to lehei shel shem, to the hey of the name of Hashem, to the speech. And breath of Hashem's mouth. In order to draw it down to this world. An analogy, speaking, although incomparable to it's obviously a human being speaks only to others. A person, generally speaking, a healthy person doesn't speak to himself out loud. There may be times, but that's not a general thing to do. So when speaking to them, when a person speaks to someone else, he's contracting his intellect and his thought. That's what he's saying. Derech mashal, obviously the mashal is not perfect because it doesn't compare the way Hashem speaks, but if a person speaks to somebody else, he has many, many thoughts, but he's trying to contract them all to put them in a few words. So the Alter Rebbe says, the person who understands will understand. Takeaways for today's: are you a Torah scholar or are you a businessman? Either way, you have a divine mission. Your Torah study and your tzedakah draws forth divine energy. Each one in a different way, but certainly no matter what, we have to give tzedakah. And of course, no matter what, we have to learn Torah and we have to elicit divine blessing when we do so. Okay, Chavra, don't forget to give tzedakah. Have a good day and we'll see you tomorrow.